3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Welcome, everyone, on a Tuesday afternoon, 3 Count Thursday. Or as you're seeing us, I guess it could be 2 Count Tuesday. Just Jim and Ryan here. We are going to look back to this Sunday from the WWE Network. It was the 2021 Royal Rumble match, Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and we are glad to be with you and talking about it. Make sure you head to 3countthursday.com. That, of course, is our homepage. Devin, I see, joining in with us, a few others as well. If you are following along, give us a like and a share. We'd appreciate that. Did you mute yourself, Ryan? It's telling me you muted yourself. Yes, you did. Okay. Thank you. So if you're following along with us, give us a like and a share. Get some people in here. Would appreciate that. Did you shake your head no again? What are you doing?
Why would you think I'm doing anything?
Because, I mean, it's you we're talking about. How you doing, Ryan?
Am I muted? I'm not muted.
Oh, no. You were
muting me. You were muting me there in the beginning. I wasn't sure what was going on.
I mute you at the start, and then I unmute you, and that's
I am doing real good. It's a great Tuesday. You did it again. I don't know why you keep messing with the mute button, but yeah, now your hands are up because you freaking did it twice, you jerk. I'm doing great. How are you, Jim?
I'm great. I'm not muting you.
Look at you.
I haven't muted you at all.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you're doing the. Oh, what did you do to do it then, Jim? Yeah, magic. I know what you did. Not magic.
We'll leave that one up to the audience to decide.
Gross. I'll take a shot in the mouth. That's not right. That's not true.
All right,
Jim. I like your Ty Dillinger impression there, though. That was real good. Spot on. On.
You know, what's he up to now? I'm
sure doing big things in AEW.
In what?
In AEW.
Where?
He is the best man's boyfriend. The best man's Miro. Friend is some chick. Right, that's how it works.
So it's
he knows Peyton Royce is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yes, he does. I've heard that. Good for him.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Why are we even on the air?
What are we even doing? The Royal Rumble was Sunday.
Right, I watched the whole thing. Start to one of the first pay-per-views. I was there at 7 when it started. Well, you don't know how proud that makes me.
I'm actually extremely proud of you for doing that. That is an accomplishment.
They should start at 8.
Well, if this one would have started at 8, it would have went till midnight.
I'd have been fine with that.
This one did go 4 hours.
That's fine.
It didn't feel to me. It didn't feel like 4 hours. I thought this one was paced really well. Like when it was getting to the end of the men's rumble, like I looked at the clock and I was planning on watching the Yokozuna doc. Which, if you haven't watched that, you need to watch it. Not right now because we're live, but if and you're watching us live, then continue to watch us live and then watch the Yokozuna doc.
Do all of those things.
But it's spectacularly done. I'm looking forward to some of the other one. I think they announced Beth Phoenix, I think is the next Icons documentary that's coming out.
Waiting.
So that one should be really good.
They are really hammering home the word icon, aren't they?
They are.
Goldberg, the icon. It's almost like the first time we heard it real heavy in WWE was the Icon Sting, and he's no longer in the WWE. Their brand anything, the Icon right now, it seems.
Well, you have the Iconics.
Well, the Iconics.
You used to have the Iconics, yeah.
Right.
They're not.
I miss the two Conics.
I miss them as well. But if we would have still had the two Conics, we wouldn't have had Billie Kay shining in the first about third of the Royal Rumble.
And she shone so bright.
Fantastic. Well, let's start. Now I'm not even going to ask you about the pre-show match because I'm for sure you didn't watch the pre-show.
Damn right.
Okay. Nia,
get me there at 6:30. Never happening.
Well, it actually started at 6. The match wasn't till about 6:40.
Oh, 6:40 still wasn't happening.
Either way, I know you didn't watch it,
Jim. I had to move hell and earth to get here by 7
to get to the place where you had been. Well, you worked on Sunday.
I did. This is my weekend on,
and
so I had to work.
Snowy Sunday.
It was. It was a snowy
Monday,
Sunday.
and it's as I still look out my window.
I don't think it's snowing. It's just cold.
I think it's blowing snow off the roof because, we just had a fucking foot of snow, so why not have it be windy as hell today?
Right. Windy definitely helps when it's snowy conditions out.
So helpful. But yeah, we had like 2 full days of snow here in Central PA. So I won't discredit you for not being there for the pre-show match.
Jim, I could have had all weekend off and I still wouldn't have watched it.
I know. It was actually a pretty decent one.
I'm just being honest. I'm honest for the people.
That's good. I thank you for being an honest person.
Devin cares. Jason probably cares. Honesty is something that I build my trust and friendships on, which obviously mean a lot.
It's podcasting done correctly by being honest.
It is podcasting done correctly. And it's the mark of a true friend.
Yes. But Team Shania did win to become the new, once again, WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Sounds about right.
I gave the match a B-. The shenanigans with Lacey. I kind of see where they're going with the angle. I don't dislike the angle, but like every time, now we know exactly what's going to happen every time Charlotte's in the ring. Like they're not even doing it in different ways anymore.
It could stop, Jim, once Ric Flair impregnates Lacey Evans.
Oh Lord.
Is that where you see it going?
No, I think it's
woo. That's how it happens.
Gross.
It's disgusting.
But I think it's more going to end with Asuka and Charlotte for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania because we see that tag team kind of breaking, and then I think you will have, because I think Charlotte will win the title because got to get those title reign numbers up. I think then you have Charlotte's first challenger as the new champion. So I think that's where this thing is headed. Like I said, I gave the match a B-. It wasn't a bad match, but like predictability is the right word, or the just the fact that it's the same way that they're doing the distraction every single time is kind of wearing thin a little.
Right.
So, have them up on the Tron, I don't know, find a different way to do the distraction as opposed to just, oh, here comes Rick and here comes Lacey in a robe and then Charlotte gets pinned. Like,
But isn't that what is upsetting Charlotte? Like, it would be weird if they hit like Duke the Dumpster Drosy's entrance music and Ric Flair came out.
Well, no. Like, obviously,
beep, 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 beep. And here comes Ric Flair. Everybody be like, what's going on with that?
Obviously, she's going to be distracted by Lacey and or Rick.
Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying.
In a different fashion, like, have them backstage, cohorting,
okay.
up on the Tron or something.
We have Rick rappel from the rafters.
Ooh, I don't. Well, first, I don't think there's rafters in the Thunderdome. I also don't think that they will ever go that route again. I think
I didn't mean it like that. Oh God, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like Sting, like Sting.
Well, yeah, but I don't think there's rafters in the Thunderdome.
Just hang him from one of the fucking things hanging from the roof. I don't know. There's something hanging somewhere, Jim.
Well, obviously, but yeah, I don't.
Charlotte drove a helicopter into WrestleMania 2 years ago.
That's true.
So have him skydive from a helicopter. I don't fucking know.
Through the roof of the
right through
field, yes. And then through the roof of the Thunderdome.
It's just like a cloth, like Park City. It's not a real roof.
I'm still pretty sure that if you like skydived and tried to go through the cloth.
No, you have to go fast. You can't pull the ripcord too soon. You got to break through the roof, then pull the ripcord and hope to God something good happens.
I don't think anything good will happen with it. Did they ever replace that, by the way?
What? I there was hole in the ozone? Probably not.
No, the one at Park City. They they were supposed to replace the cloth in the center court.
I don't think it's leaking, so probably not.
Okay, well, I didn't know. I mean, I remember them in net like saying they were going to do it before the pandemic. So, whether
I don't remember hearing about
it. Whatever.
By the way, if you've never been to the Park City Mall in Lancaster, it's a wonderfully set up mall.
It is. I think it is the best set up mall.
It is set up like a. I guess you could call it like an asterisk, where like the center and then everything shoots off from a center hub, which is again a great tagline. If you remember, like the early commercials was Park City, the center of it all.
Oh,
it was brilliant.
That makes sense. There's
not only is it a shopping center, but everything is centrally located from one central point.
8 spokes, right? Because it was the 4 department stores.
It was 4 main, and then
east, south, northwest. Which I think back even before we were around, they did this. They did seasons. So there was a winter,
yes,
a spring, a fall, and a summer,
yes,
fall, and then you had the 4 department stores. Which now you only have
JCPenney and Kohl's.
Which, I mean, JCPenney is probably...
Oh, I lied. Kohl's was actually a side one.
Yeah, Kohl's is off a side one because that used to be...
It was Boscov's and Penny's.
It was Boscov's, Bon-Ton, Sears, and JCPenney. Sears and Bon-Ton are gone.
I think Bon-Ton is now just labeled the BN wing. BN.
Oh, makes sense.
And Sears, geez, I don't even know what that one's called anymore.
The wing.
Just the wing.
Just the wing.
The ghost of Sears.
The ghost wing. I think they should name it the Ghost Wing. I'm going to write to Park City.
Spooky.
And tell them to name it the Ghost Wing.
And just put like the Halloween store down there permanently.
Right?
So they don't have to keep popping up every October.
Exactly. I think that's a great plan. Okay, so let's start with the main card of the Royal Rumble. And if you're following along, if you want to give reactions or give your grade for matches, give your grade for the entire show, feel free. We will get to your comments as you put them up. But Drew McIntyre and Goldberg for the WWE Championship. And it makes total sense to put the guy that, gets winded walking up the ring steps to have his dressing room as far away from gorilla position as possible. Goldberg, of course, blown up before he even got to his entrance. I feel like he got into the pyro late. I don't know, maybe his dad's shorts got caught on a doorknob or something. I obviously wasn't spending time dyeing his goatee this time around. But the bottom line to this is, as you know, short as the match was, 2 minutes 32 seconds was the official match time. I think the segment all in all was about 8 minutes because you had this stuff before. The most important part, Ryan, is that Drew McIntyre is still the World Wrestling Entertainment champion. Goldberg did not win. I thought the post match was actually pretty kind of cool with, you know, the handshake and what I hope. Now trust me, I'm not banking on it by any stretch of the imagination. But as I hope Goldberg's kind of farewell send off, passing the torch, whatever you want to call it. You know, it doesn't even bother me now that Goldberg was in this match because Drew won.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. They did it right. I can't believe it. The WWE actually brought Goldberg in to put over. Man, I was scared as soon as the guy knocked on Goldberg's dressing room door. First of all, I was scared that he would headbutt something and he'd be bleeding already. Wasn't the case. So I was like, okay.
Time.
I was like, oh, cool. They're going to give us that neat little shot of the gorilla position.
Nope.
Didn't do that. Sure didn't.
Well, they didn't want to see him take the hit of oxygen between
that makes sense.
And then when he actually came out.
That actually checks out. That makes sense. You didn't know that's why he was late. He needed a break. They actually put him in a wheelchair and wheeled him from the curtain to the other curtain.
Pyro?
Right into the pyro. The guy quickly backed away while the pyro was happening.
Right. That's kind of the purpose of it. You know,
yes.
You can't see what's happening there.
Right. And then he slowly just limped his way down to the ring. And as soon as like the attack happened, I was like, oh my God. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because I think Tim on the Viewer's Choice, the new podcast Tim and Marcus are doing.
Very good. Loved listening to that actually.
I think one of them was a little scared when the second spear and the second worst jackhammer of all time.
Ooh.
The first worst one was when he almost killed the Undertaker.
Sure.
And of course,
did he forget to bump? I don't know what, because I felt like Drew came down feet first, real heavy.
Yeah,
and then Goldberg was like, bump.
Yeah, it was. Devin says he marked out so badly when Drew won. So
I heard Devin marked out all over his room. It's a mess to clean up.
But yeah, when the beatdown started happening, I was like, great.
First of all, why not let Drew get in the ring and then jump him at the bell? So at least the match looks like it went a little longer. Like, give Goldberg the fact that the match was 5 minutes or 6 minutes rather than your WWE champion in a fucking 2-minute match again.
Well, but I mean, if the WWE champion is winning and now, like, because really the match is a resume builder.
That's fair. All right, I hear you. Right, he beat Goldberg in 2 minutes.
Say he beat Goldberg in 2.5 minutes.
I get it. That makes sense.
You know, because if you're strictly like a resume, if you're applying for a job, it's literally, you know, a document that lists your accomplishments, you know, lists your skills, things like that. Beat Goldberg in 2.5 minutes, and if Goldberg never wrestles again, retired Goldberg in 2.5 minutes. You know what I mean? So like, I don't necessarily hate the match time. I was, like I said, I was scared when you had the beat down things. I'm like, great, Drew's going to get the rib injury.
Right.
It's going to be
spears are really going to, oh my God, it's so bad.
Spears, you know, so then comes in, misses a spear or gets claymored, whatever. I was like, okay, I like where this is going. And then 2 spears and a jackhammer. And that near fall was so well done. because like I mean I had that like pit in my stomach that it just I was like, oh my god. And then he kicked out and I was like, okay. And that's when that's when I kind of felt comfortable that Drew is actually going to win. I'm like, you're not
Right.
going
Drew had a 2 count right after the first Claymore.
Yes. And then
Right.
you know,
and then Goldberg retaliated. Right.
You know, whatever Goldberg does, a couple of spears, jackhammer, and then of course, you know, Drew finished him off. So yeah, I mean, I gave the match. I gave the match an A-.
Nope,
because,
done.
And Ryan's out. I gave it because on my prediction sheet, I had predicted Goldberg. I fully went in to this match assuming
I get why you did that then.
That Drew was going to lose and it was going to be Goldberg, and I don't know, somehow we were going to get to like Goldberg versus Reigns at WrestleMania. I just saw all the worst things happening. So short match, Drew wins clean. By all accounts, it looks like Goldberg should probably be done. This is to me, this is the last time we see Goldberg. So like that part's good. The minus is the fact that like, yeah, Goldberg almost killed Drew. It wasn't a good match. It was 2 minutes and 32 seconds, but it did exactly what it had to do to open the show.
Jim, to celebrate what I hoped was Goldberg's last match. And honest to God, in my gut, I really felt like Goldberg was going to win this. I picked up a Bill Goldberg auto 8x10. It means so much more now knowing that he lost. I can't even speak right. He lost. He lost real good. I'm a wrestling fan. God damn. Couldn't be happier. Thank you, WWE. Again, I don't think we say this a lot, but that really set the tone for the night. Because I was like, oh, we're just going to piss some people off right from the get-go, aren't we?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So great to see that result. Kudos to Drew. I don't think Drew's had that monster big guy victory yet. Randy Orton was probably his biggest competitor that he's beaten.
Yeah.
I saw something like
obviously beating Brock was big, but since
he beat like the Miz and Morrison, Keith Lee, like these aren't like established huge guys. So Drew did need this notch on his belt. He really did.
Yeah, because I mean, as good as Keith Lee is, he's not an established champion. He's not.
Correct. I think Keith Lee could be. Keith Lee is better than Goldberg and could have a better career than Goldberg. Sure. But not today. Today, he needed that established guy in Bill Goldberg. So I see why they did it. I'm totally happy that it was the result that we all hoped it would be.
And, I mean, you probably had some people who are classic WCW fans, Goldberg fans.
Tim.
That check back in. That aren't an every week, every month pay-per-view watcher that check back into this because it was Bill Goldberg. And, you know, now you see this guy manhandle your guy, Bill Goldberg, you know, so that is a good thing for Drew as well.
Right. Now we actually watched last year's Rumble with Tim.
We did.
And he got a little misty-eyed. He said that I'm not exposing anything when Edge came back. Mm-hmm. And I think I saw Tim tweet that he cried again this Royal Rumble a little bit. Did you see that tweet?
Yes, I think so.
And that was because Goldberg lost.
Goldberg lost.
That's why. Yes, that's the reason why. And he can dispute that if he wants on the 3 Count Thursday show this Thursday live on NGSC Sports, simulcast on Leave Sports if he wants to. But
well, that's
going to be on him.
Page, yes.
It's live on the what?
It's live on our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page.
Yes, that's where our show goes live.
Whatever. I don't know how any of this shit works.
I know. We are part of NGSC Sports.
I literally just plug in the computer and talk at the fucking microphone-y thing. No, I have the microphone. I got the microphone thingy here. I just talk into the camera and you do beep, beep, boop, beep, bop bullshit, and there it is. I don't know how any of this works.
I trust me. I think we're all aware.
Really?
I mean, I mean, you have said it numerous times over the 7 years of this
You know
program.
what? That's very fair. I also didn't update my computer for like 2 years straight.
Right.
And got to the point where I just couldn't update it. It was just like, nope, you should have done this. You screwed up.
It actually put up a message on the screen that says, you fucked up. Time to get a new computer.
You know what? It's I play solitaire on it now. I'm an old man officially.
Have you been updating the new one though? Have you been keeping
I really only use the new laptop for this. Mostly because I forgot all of my passwords for all of my online bill stuff. So they're all saved on my old one. I can't remember what they are, and I don't feel like making new password and all that bullshit. So I just bought the new laptop just for this show exclusively, it seems.
You should still update it though.
Oh, I update it all the time.
Good.
Meaning every Thursday.
Hey, once a week you check for updates. That's good.
Is that a good thing?
That is a very good thing. I'm proud of you. I'm actually very proud of you.
So proud of myself
for doing that. All right,
Tim, I like your thing behind you, the Tom Brady versus Kansas City thing. That's neat.
Well, Tampa Bay, but yes.
I said what I said.
Sure, Tampa Bay. Yeah, because I have Huddle Up tonight.
That's tonight. We'll put it over. You should talk about it.
Huddle Up Podcast, Facebook and Twitter at Huddle Up Podcast. We are live tonight at 8:30. Obviously, we'll be talking about the big game this Sunday and all of the things around that. So
I can't wait to join in tonight.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's go to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. 10 minutes, 25 seconds. Sasha Banks, no surprise here, defeating Carmella with Reginald.
I was shocked.
You were shocked?
Shocking.
Okay. The match was fine. Not super long. I don't think the result was ever in doubt. I think part of the reason you have this, and I'm not, is you had the Raw Women's Champion was part of the women's tag team titles. You have the Universal Championship, the WWE Championship. I think it would have done a disservice to Sasha Banks in the SmackDown Women's title if you didn't have a match on the card. Carmella has been the foil since she's returned. Sasha gets the win here. Match was fine. I gave the match a B+. It wasn't. I enjoyed the match. He had a little, the stuff on the outside with Reginald. He ends up getting kicked out. It's the old manager gimmick, and then Sasha picking up the win. Just it's another championship defense by Sasha Banks, which those are rare and few and far between. So.
A- and a B+. Jim was definitely wearing his WWE rosy glasses watching this pay-per-view.
What was wrong with this match?
Nothing was wrong with the match, Jim.
So
other than the WWE needs to make Carmella's submission, the Code of Silence, an actual finisher. That is a great looking move. I've never seen anything like that from anybody else with the leg lock around the head. I think it's a really cool look. It's a great name. It fits Carmella. Let's make the Code of Silence matter, please. But the right person won here. There's obviously, I think the story is going to be told coming up with a certain Rumble winner, maybe. And this champion coming out, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, fine match, Jim. Absolutely fine. B+ is probably right. I would say B-, but I would have kept it in the B range.
What grade would you give the Drew Goldberg match?
An F, because it shouldn't have happened.
Fair enough.
I know why it had to happen. Like I said, I just talked about the reasons it needed to happen.
Right.
It just sucks that it's there.
That I was there. That's fine. That's
fine.
I'll
give it a D+.
Okay.
I would say a D+. Legit.
You'll raise it up because Drew won.
And also, it's a D because it's your fucking championship, man. It needs to be longer than 2 minutes. It's horseshit.
Well, that's fair.
D- now.
Okay, is that your final answer?
You keep chastising me, Jim. It'll be a fucking F real soon.
How am I chastising you?
F+.
Okay, an F+. Okay. All right.
This one got a 59%.
I think it's just an F. I don't think there's pluses when it comes to
for the WWE. It'll be an F+.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to the Women's Royal Rumble match. 58 minutes and 50 seconds is your final time on the match itself. Bianca Belair wins it. She had a match time of 56:52, which sets a new Women's Royal Rumble record. She finished third in eliminations with 4, that tied with Nia Jax. Shayna Baszler had 6. Rhea Ripley had 7 eliminations in this matchup, and that was the most. All of the rest that had eliminations: Bayley, Billie Kay, Ruby Riott, Peyton Royce, Liv Morgan, Charlotte Flair, Lacey Evans, Mandy Rose, Carmella, Tamina, Lana, and Natalya all had 1 elimination. So there was obviously a handful that did not. Of course, like I said, your longest match time for the Women's Royal Rumble, 56:52. Second longest was Naomi at 47:39. Your lowest match time was Carmella at 47 seconds. Alexa Bliss, 1 minute 2 seconds. Alicia Fox, 1 minute 48, and Ember Moon, 151 were your lowest times in the match here. What does Devin say? Ryan, don't be talking. You probably marked out of your living room throughout the Royal Rumble. Probably. I mean, it was a good Royal Rumble, so why not?
I ate some pizza. It was a very good Royal Rumble.
What kind of pizza, Ryan?
I got it from Roma. Thank you for asking.
Any toppings, Ryan?
It had some sauce and some cheese on it.
And anything else?
I ordered
any vegetables?
It was the crumble sausage from Roma.
Oh no, the board reloaded on me just as I hit the sound. Now it's going to take 45 minutes to reload.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, you do. You absolutely hate to see it. So you had the crumbly sausage. Very good. Very good.
It's very good.
Okay. I thought this Rumble match was really well done. I thought that it was paced well. It was, really you didn't have a lot of you didn't have too much filler. Obviously, in your early portion, I'd say about your first quarter, third of the match, you had Billie Kay was absolutely classic, sitting at commentary. Every superstar that enters, she presents the 8x10. Of course, it wasn't until Jillian at where did Jillian come
Jillian
in?
Came in at 8th.
She comes in finally. Is willing.
It seemed like she did it for a long time. She only did it to 4 wrestlers.
Yeah, but but it was super fun. It was entertaining. Like I said, we wouldn't have gotten that if we still had the two Conics together. Billie Kay really been shining as a character over on SmackDown. A couple of NXT appearances. Of course, Shotzi Blackheart, Toni Storm, Santana Garrett, Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai, and Ember Moon. Hall of Famer Tori Wilson, Alicia Fox. I guess they're referring to her as a legend now. She was at the Legends Night on Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago. But otherwise, it was all Raw and SmackDown. Victoria and Jillian Hall as well returned. So good to see them back. A couple of different faces than we've seen over the first couple of Women's Royal Rumbles. But man, I really thought this one, probably even more so than the men's, just executed really well. Felt like a really, really good Royal Rumble with a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah, Jim, I agree. I think this was the better of the 2 Rumble matches. And much like yourself, I loved everything about this. I think we loaded. I'm Jim. I got my fucking soundboard up and running. Yeah, make a sound clip of that, douche. Bayley and Naomi to start this. It was kind of a surprise to see Bayley coming out that early, but all in all, didn't have a great Rumble herself. She was eliminated 12th, I believe, 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that.
Something like that.
So, but that's fine. not everybody can have a standout superstar
Yeah,
Rumble.
he was eliminated 12th.
I think they had like the right amount of NXT stars in here this year. I think Shotzi was the first one eliminated. I don't think it does any harm to her at all. I don't think it does any harm to any of the NXT girls.
She was the first elimination.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it really has an impact on her. I don't think it doesn't negatively affect her in any way.
Like you said, it was cool to see some different throwback wrestlers. Again, I was always expecting Kelly because it seems to be she is the female hurricane, if you will. That if there's a Rumble, she will be there. So kind of neat to see Jillian come back. It's always I was a huge surprise. I wasn't expecting her. Victoria was even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I wish she came out to the tattoo song. Obviously, that would have popped me real good. But really cool to see Victoria there. Santana Garrett, we'd be able to call some of her matches. So always cool to see a former somebody that we've worked with. What else was there? Alicia Fox. She's just crazy. Just crazy.
Yes. Like a fox.
Like a fox. Who is the 24/7 champion right now?
It is now back to R-Truth. R-Truth attacked or won it from Peter Rosenberg in his house or hotel room yesterday on his sports talk show on I think the New York Sports Network or something like that.
Sure. Very smart. Again, any additional coverage that WWE can get from this is great. So smart to put it on Peter, whatever. Because you can then have it switched again on a radio show where wrestling fans may not be. So again, kudos to them, always smart. The Boat was last.
Yeah, she was number 30. And she was in the final four. Then she got eliminated. Charlotte, Rhea, Bianca were the final three. And I was like, oh,
great
no.
Final three.
I was like, oh no. They're gonna Charlotte this, aren't they?
That was really the story though around last year's match.
Yeah.
Was Bianca was supposed to be wrestling I think for the NXT championship at the time. She was like the next in line against Rhea Ripples, and Charlotte won and then challenged Ripples, and that's what where we got the "you don't even go here" from. So it's really been a slow burn storyline.
You don't even go here.
There it is. So really think about this has been the seeds have been planted a year ago.
Yeah.
For that final three. And then for them to dump Charlotte out, it was like, ooh, this is new.
Yeah, and then it's like, it really does not matter to me either way at this point. I mean, obviously,
right.
I had predicted Bianca. I think we all predicted Bianca Belair. I think most people had predicted Bianca Belair. The story they've told leading up to this, with the vignettes and the strength competitions.
I thought they would WWE it, and you can go back to last Thursday's show. It's what I think everybody wanted. I even said that WWE is not going to do it.
Yeah.
So again, glad I was wrong. I was wrong in the opening match. I was wrong in this match, and I couldn't be happier to be wrong. If you've not seen the the WWE Network special on Bianca Belair,
need to watch.
That's a must see. It really, really is. It shows you her backstory, what she's gone through to get to where she is. Just a great story. Couldn't have happened to a better person. She talks about being married to Montez. He's in it a little bit. So great story. Great thing to be told.
See the video from Gorilla when she went backstage.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
It's awesome. I mean, the victory it's
here's the deal. And let's be honest with each other. This is a scripted entertainment program.
Yeah.
The WWE, it absolutely is.
100%.
She went out there knowing she was going to win, but it's so real to people. it's so real to the athletes doing it that even though she knew she was winning and was scripted to win this,
Yeah.
the emotions still, when you get backstage beyond the curtain from that performance, just speaks volumes to how much it means to somebody like that and how real professional wrestling really is.
Well, and I mean, it's whether it's scripted or not. I mean, you think about actors who, start in junior high and high school plays and college theater and then community theaters and and then you might work your way up to something in a city like Philadelphia or Chicago or San Francisco or something like that, and then eventually maybe you may get a starring role, or just a supporting role in something on Broadway, or you get a starring role on Broadway. So you are the lead role in Les Mis on Broadway, or if you're a film actor it's your dream to work with a Robert De Niro, and you get a starring role with Robert De Niro. Like, obviously, those movies scripted, theater scripted, TV shows scripted, but it's not any less real to the person who is acting and performing in those performances, and they have worked their entire lives and their entire careers for that moment. No different than professional wrestling. And another thing that's different with pro wrestling than a stage or screen actor is you have the physical component to it, the risk that you put your body in every single night you go into the ring.
Jim, it's a lot like podcasting. And you being the host and me just trying to scratch and claw my way up. the physical risks we put our bodies through.
I mean, and
deliver this show.
I try to give you more, and then you just say, I just show up. I don't know how this fucking shit works.
And it's true.
But yeah, so for fans, that's why we get not physically invested, but we get invested emotionally.
We get physically invested.
Well, we do eat a lot. If we stand up to cheer, I mean, that's exhausting.
Lightheaded.
But if I stand up quick, I tend to pass out. But we get emotionally invested in this because when you have one of those crowning moments, when you have a Daniel Bryan Yeselmania moment, when you have a moment like Bianca Belair, win the title, and let's be honest about it too. Like, this is a black woman winning, and being put in that spot, and it is something that there's probably a lot of people that never thought you would see that. First of all, this is only the third year of the Women's Royal Rumble itself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so much to it that is fantastic, and that a lot of people probably thought we would never see. And and that moment and that emotion for Bianca, for Montez, just has to be incredible.
For sure.
I mean, and if you haven't seen that video, I think it's on WWE's social media. I'm sure it's obviously been shared. I think we shared it retweeted it on Twitter on Sunday night. But to see the two of them celebrating that moment together is absolutely fantastic. So it was an awesome Women's Royal Rumble. Like, I gave it an A. I mean, it probably could have gotten an A+. But
what would have made it a surefire A+ for you? Was it a return that didn't happen? Was it Natty winning? Like, what would it have taken for that to be?
Natty would have won. It obviously would have been an automatic A+.
Right.
No, I think
here's the deal. If she's the boat of the WWE, what type of boat is she, and why is it a pontoon boat?
I'll leave that one up to the imagination. No, I think maybe just the Carmella elimination, it just wasn't executed well. So again, like, if I'm being super nitpicky, because I know how Matt likes to really, really sift through my grades, and
right.
and I don't want to be too friendly to the WWE.
Sure.
I want to be a little critical at times. I thought the Carmella elimination was a little bit goofy. I thought Alexa Bliss only being in there for a minute maybe was a little quick. I mean, I think you have a potential feud there, Alexa and Rhea, because Rhea was the one who eliminated her. But it's just a couple of nitpicky things that maybe kept it from an A plus. And these are immediate reactionary grades.
Right.
Like if I go back and watch it, or if I go off field, because like I have a grade of like based on my individual match grades, what I have the show. But then there's also how the show itself feels, which I think is different. How would you grade the Women's Royal Rumble?
I agree with you. I would give it an A minus. It was a very good Rumble.
What could have gotten it to an A plus for you?
That's a great question. Kelly. No, I don't know.
Easy, JR.
Boy, I don't know. They're again. I didn't love Shotzi being knocked out first, but someone's got to be first. I didn't love that Natty was 30th, but someone has to be 30th.
Was it because it was announced, or just that it was?
That doesn't really bother me one way or the other. I guess we kind of like. Ooh, I wonder who number 30 is. We saw that in the men's. I even tweeted or I texted you everybody in the group chat. Hey, who do you think's number 30? And just by order of elimination, it was like, oh, it's Braun. He came back and announced.
Yeah,
oh, right.
Friday.
So, once you're at 28, 29, 30.
They could, we'll get to that with the men's, but they could have easily switched Rollins and Braun and done the return of Rollins at 30. And
correct, because that's the return that would have again wasn't quite announced. So that's whatever. I actually didn't mind Alexa just having that 1 minute some mark. She doesn't have any storylines with any women right now other than Nikki Cross. So you needed to have somebody in there and just dump her out. I don't think she was going to win it. I think she is far too important in Bray Wyatt's story and the Fiend story with Randy Orton than she is with any female wrestler right now. So put her in, toss her ass out when she starts going through the breakdown thing. And if you need to, in the future, you can always just bring that up. Don't think I didn't forget Rhea in 6 months from now. Not a problem. So yeah, I thought it was a fantastic Rumble. You know what? I'm going to give it an A2.
Very good. Then we had the last man standing match. Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns winning 24-54. Before we get to that, remind everybody that our show is brought to you by Arena Eats via NGSC Sports. There's some places where arenas are open and there are fans in attendance soon, hopefully, sometime this year. Hopefully, we'll get to that point where everybody's allowed back and we can get back to these arenas safely. But if you download the Arena Eats app or visit the website arenaeats.app, you'll be able to check out. And what this is, we've all been in these moments where it's intermission or it's, you're at a wrestling show, Royal Rumble. You don't want to miss a moment of the action. But you're hungry. We get hungry. We get thirsty at these things. I want a beer. I want a water. I want a soda. I want popcorn. I want a pretzel. Hop on the app, Arena Eats app. You'll be able to, place your order, have it delivered right to your seats. Or if you're headed out to the bathroom, or the merchandise stand because the line was too friggin' long when you came into the building, hop over, grab some merch, make your order while you're on your way to the merchandise stand, and on your way back to your seats, grab your food right there. It's going to make the live event, the live concert, the live sporting event process so much nicer. So make sure you check them out, arenaeats.app. So we appreciate them being part of the NGSC Sports team.
Just looked it up. I can't wait to use this app, Jim.
Dude,
not wait.
I'm absolutely gonna love it because like the biggest thing, I love going to hockey games.
Right.
And it's always the struggle at the intermission. Do I go to the bathroom or do I go get food first? Because one way, like if you go usually the choice is bathroom because you don't want to have to deal with your food. Where do I put the pretzel while I'm taking a piss? So you go to the bathroom first, beat the line there. Then you try and go get the soft pretzel, and the line's fucking huge.
Right.
I don't want to miss the start of the next period. So if I can pull out the app, make the order, it's that simple. I can just go to the bathroom,
Good. Brilliant.
come back, grab the pretzel, go back to my seat, and I'm there. I can still watch the Zamboni and the funny games.
Gotta love the Zamboni and the funny games.
Love it. So again, arenaeats.app. Check them out. Universal Championship match, last man standing, 24-54. Roman Reigns wins the matchup. I don't think this is my most favorite match stipulation in the entire world. But as far as last man standing match goes, I thought this is one of the better ones. I thought these two absolutely killed it. You go up into the crowd, into the fans there, the virtual fans. Then you go backstage, and there's so much backstage area to work with in this version of the Thunderdome because you're literally in a baseball stadium. So they had a second ring there. You had a golf cart, which was not stolen from AEW. You had a forklift spot, which once again was not stolen from AEW. Just a random extra announce table in the back that you got to play around with somebody's dinner still sitting on it. I'm sure Vince was not too happy about that one. But really, just really good. And then, the close of the match still outside the ring with the scaffolding and like the handcuffs or the chain or whatever exactly it was. Roman just yoking that referee, dinging him off the scaffolding there. The only complaint is the execution of getting Roman unhooked with Paul Heyman. Referee kind of stops his count. I think to tie his shoes or something like that. So obviously that didn't go over as smoothly as they would have liked. But again, nitpicky, that's to me like the only thing that was really, really wrong in this match. I absolutely loved it. Obviously, would have loved to see Kevin Owens win. I said it on Thursday, but it's no surprise that Roman Reigns is still your Universal Champion, but it's not a problem either.
Yeah, Jim, I think this was the best match we've seen Roman and Kevin Owens have. Thoroughly enjoyed everything. I actually thought Roman got up to stop the count. I didn't know the ref just stopped the count himself. I might have missed that. I don't necessarily have an issue with the time it took Paul Heyman to try to undo the handcuffs. It adds a bit of realistic
and come on, we've been there.
Issues with it. Right. Fat fingers, the keys, you're sweaty. I get it. If that was the case where the referee did have to stop, I wish Kevin Owens would have been more wise to what was happening and maybe have just run and kicked Roman Reigns again to force the referee to start a count again. I think that was your safe way out of it. Oh shit. He is going to get up, bop, 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 and then restart the count. That'll allow Heyman enough time to get in there and tinker with that if that's what happened. I must have missed that. I totally didn't notice that it happened. But this was probably my favorite match of the night. I thought this match was fantastic. We got a little tour. This match ended up on my early list of match of the year candidates. So liked it that much.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the actual like regular,
right? I thought it was well paced.
It was the best.
I thought there were moments where Kevin could have won it. I thought there were moments where it was a slam dunk that Reigns was retaining. Well thought out, well timed match. Really, really enjoyed it. Again, on my list.
Yeah, and it's I really hope that at some point Kevin Owens gets another title run. Obviously,
I do too.
His Universal title run was ended by Big Bill. But this match shows again what we already know, that Kevin Owens is great. And Kevin Owens will do anything, put his body through just about anything, for this company and for this industry. I'm not slighting Mick Foley when I say this, but like a more talented modern day Mick Foley, in the sense that like he'll throw himself off just about anything, for the sake of a pop and a match and a big moment. But I think as an overall performer, I think Kevin Owens is a bit more talented in the ring, and I like.
There's a topic to discuss.
Isn't it? Maybe we should.
We
Maybe
should table that.
Maybe we can dig into that one. Maybe even Thursday night, because to be honest, I don't have a ton of topics. For it. Let me write that down.
Yeah, write that down because there's a whole lot. Because I think, wow, I would have never even put those two in the same category until you brought it up, Jim.
All right, yeah, got that.
You're a real son of a bitch for saying that.
But you kind of see where I'm going with that, at least?
I really do.
It's like, think of like all the...
I mean, I never would think of Mick Foley as like a decent technical wrestler. And I think Kevin Owens is a decent technical wrestler.
And that's where I
also would never see Kevin Owens doing some of like the hardcore stuff we saw before Mick Foley was in the WWF.
No. And
like some of those Japanese like death matches. Although Kevin Owens wrestled in,
I was going to say he's
ECW and stuff.
Wow. And we've seen some of the crazy,
God damn, he was the Iron Man champion in Combat Zone.
Best of Steam DVD, and there's some crazy stuff on that DVD.
God damn, Jim, that's a topic for another day. There's not enough time today.
We'll touch on that Thursday, because like I said, I don't have a ton of topics.
Is that the official question of the week?
That's not. The official question of the week was who should Edge face, which we'll get to. That post.
Oh, got it.
But yeah, I love this match. Roman fantastic in this current role. Kevin Owens continues to be great. So absolutely love it. I actually didn't put it on my my list of best matches, but that's a great one. That's a great one that it's on there. And then let's go, Ryan, to the men's Royal Rumble. 1 hour, 32 seconds. Edge winning the Royal Rumble, last eliminating Randy Orton for a match at WrestleMania. Of course, Edge, being the number one entrant, is your longest competitor in the match at 1 hour, 32 seconds. Randy Orton was number two. He was also technically in the match for 1 hour and 32 seconds. Of course, spending a good bit of time in the back. Ryan, if you had to get now, wait, did you look this up or do you have it open? Who the second longest time in the match is?
Can I look at the list real quick? I'm gonna
Sure.
The second longest time. Let me look. This is very stressful, putting me on.
It's okay. I mean, if you had to guess, or if you had to, because I have it right here.
It felt, boy, if I had to get Damian Priest.
No. Priest came in at 15:34. But Riddle, 31:17.
Bro, really?
The second longest, Big E 29:45. Wow. Daniel Bryan 28:50. Nakamura 22:01, and Dolph Ziggler 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Those are your longest. Surprisingly, Christian 18 minutes and 12 seconds. How great was it to hear Christian's music and to see Christian back in action in the WWE?
There's my Mark moment.
Even if it's just for one night, how great! Like that was Edge all over again.
It really was. That was such a great surprise. And the way the WWE did it was so good. They did it right after Hurricane. So you're like, oh, they're not going to bam, two surprises in a row. We're going to get another SmackDown or Raw superstar here. So kudos to the E for doing that. But wow. Modern Medicine, man. Again, go back to those crazy TLC matches and think that one of these tag teams in Edge and Christian were probably just never going to wrestle again.
Yeah.
They just weren't. Next, whatever the issues were, they were never going to be cleared by the WWE to wrestle again. And last year we get Edge. This year we get Christian. Wow. Wow.
And they did the little stuff with Orton a couple months ago, and thought, okay, that's kind of a cute cute way to send Christian off officially. In terms,
but he didn't really take a bump.
No, he didn't take a bump, but like he was involved in his story, and he was gonna fight Randy Orton, and we're like, oh, and then they did the thing, so he didn't actually take a bump, and we're like, okay, well that's a good way to like officially send him off, because he never, I don't think he ever really got that like official retirement moment, whatever. But yeah, to see him back was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, your surprise returns in this one. I use that term loosely because we saw Kane in the Hurricane back in it. I feel like one of those, probably the Hurricane, because he's a producer again. He's back working, was maybe the Keith Lee spot. I know.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
People were like, "Where's Keith Lee? Why wasn't he in the Rumble?" Well, when your girlfriend tests positive for COVID, you're not going to be in the Royal Rumble either.
Okay, how it works.
So but Kane was there, and then Carlito back in the WWE, and then back on Raw last night. It looks to be maybe kind of getting the MVP treatment from a year ago, and I heard that he is getting he may potentially become a producer as well for the WWE. So
nice.
Carlito back in the fold, which that was fun. That was
like $1 million too.
Dude, you ain't kidding. Even from when we saw him in Central PA a couple years ago.
And he looked great then.
He did, but even better now. Your most eliminations in the Men's Royal Rumble, 4. Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Big E had 4 eliminations. Edge, Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman with 3. Kane, King Corbin, and Christian had 2 eliminations. And then Riddle, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, and Dominic Mysterio had 1. The rest of your competitors did not have a single elimination in the Men's Rumble. Of course, Seth Rollins making his return on Sunday as well. Man, like, go back a year ago.
Okay.
To the Royal Rumble when Edge returned. If I would have told you then that Edge is going to win the Rumble next year, would you have believed it?
No, because I didn't think Edge was really coming back. You'd see a program with Randy Orton, and then I didn't see him.
And that's
making like a full return.
Right. Like that was his, I made it back. I beat this injury. It's on my terms. I defeated Randy Orton. Now I get to retire on my own terms. And to me, that would have been a fantastic story. I mean, the fact that he made it back. I mean, you make a comparison to the NFL. And I mean, obviously, Alex Smith is a little bit more extreme considering, he literally could have lost his leg or died.
Sure.
Like the fact once Alex Smith took a snap or got cleared to play, it was like, okay, this guy's the comeback player of the year. Like the story is incredible. And the fact that he led his team to the playoffs was just such a bonus to that story. Edge is the same way. Like you come back, you have a program, you retire, cool. And then of course tore his bicep. Shit, is he really going to come back from this one? I mean, no reason to believe he couldn't. But to come back and go wire to wire in the Royal Rumble is amazing. I saw this tweet earlier, Ryan, that it was April 11th of 2011 was when Edge announced his retirement after WrestleMania. The date of the WrestleMania Night 2 this year is April 11th, 2021. 10 years to the day. Like, the fact that Edge, 10 years to the day of retiring as champion, could potentially become world champion or universal champion. Holy shit. It's awesome.
That's wild, man.
It's 10 years to the date. Is just amazing. So Edge winning the Royal Rumble. I gave this Rumble match an A as well. If again to be a little nitpicky about some things, I don't need to see Kane and his fat belly in the flame suit anymore.
Just not great.
This doesn't look great. And maybe guys like AJ Styles and the Miz as Money in the Bank winner. Maybe those guys should have had at least an elimination or two here or there. But nothing super nitpicky. I don't think it was a perfect Royal Rumble. And the angle they did, I thought it was executed well. I mean, I really thought that it was that there came a point where I was like, okay, Randy Orton's going to come back and win this, because when he got hurt, I obviously knew they were running the gimmick and it's a small detail, and if you're not as crazy into wrestling as we are, the fact that it was only 2 referees were tending to him, that there wasn't a doc attending to him, I was like, okay, this is a gimmick. And so I figured he was going to come back, thought he was going to win. So the fact that Edge actually eliminated him did surprise me. So it wasn't perfect, but I gave it an A. I really enjoyed this match, both Rumble matches. I like the women's one a little better. But just another really good Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I was trying to look up, and I thought somebody, the guy from Fightful, put something up about Christian, that it was a part-time deal that we probably didn't. It probably just wasn't a one and done. I can't find the article now though, so the guy tweets like a fucking maniac.
They do.
Just so many tweets. Again, I don't even know how that works. I know that my pillow guy doesn't know how it works either, apparently. Not at all. I can't wait to discuss this match with the guys on Thursday, because Jim, I have, again, while I was searching through the Fightful guy, through his tweets, he had a report that Mr. Shane McMahon produced the Royal Rumble match, and I am out of my month of probation, so all things are game.
Do you want me to hit it now, though?
No, absolutely not.
Can I hit the music?
If you want to. I mean, it's not necessary.
Here we go.
Man, it's an excuse to hear the music.
Here comes the money.
You know what? Hit it. Yeah, that's fine.
Hit it?
We might as well.
Best in the world. Shane McMahon.
That felt good, didn't it? For you to be
It felt great. And again, I'm not going to just say it to say it, but if it happens to be news about who was producing the match, who am I to say no?
Here's what I found, Ryan. I found this on PW Mania, but it's a report from PW Insider. Christian's Rumble appearance Sunday reportedly was not just a one-off. He is scheduled to make future WWE TV appearances. It's believed that the former World Heavyweight Champion will be working on a part-time schedule. The story going around backstage after Sunday's pay-per-view that Christian was officially but secretly medically cleared 1 week before the Rumble after a visit to doctors in Pittsburgh. Very few people within WWE were aware of his return before he started warming up on Sunday. Christian tweeted following the return, "The feedback from the fans has been amazing, and the comments from my peers is humbling. I just want to say thanks, and I'm so happy that stepping back in the ring at the Royal Rumble meant as much to you as it did to me. If that was it, it was on my own terms. If it wasn't, then ... So he does kind of leave it a little bit open-ended there, which is really fun. So I hope that this is not that's not all we see from Christian. And I mean, let's be honest here. If he's working a part-time schedule, Edge obviously is not a full-time guy at this point. Obviously, will be competing for a championship. I think it's more than reasonable to think that Edge will win the championship at WrestleMania, but it's probably not going to be a long-term title reign. What I wouldn't give, Ryan, in 2021 to have Edge and Christian as compete as a tag team once again. It takes a little bit of the work off of each of them.
Sure.
I mean, for the benefit of those with flash photography and all of that, hopefully by some point this year, we have more live events away from the Thunderdome.
Yep.
There's a lot of possibilities here for a lot of excitement with as it comes to Edge and Christian.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's really all I want to see. I don't need to see, Christian holding singles championships. I don't really need to see Edge holding a singles championship. I mean, that's the story that's being told. And if it happens, great. It doesn't need to happen for me to be okay with it. But, yeah, man, one more tag team run would be special.
Yeah.
It really would be.
More attention on the U.S. title, which I think is actually getting a really good run right now with Bob Lashley. But if you want to put more importance on the Intercontinental title, again, good. Big E's doing great.
Right.
With those tag titles, you can put a lot of shine on a tag, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, on tag team titles if you have Edge and Christian.
No, Raw last night we had a solid little tag team match. They just choose not to focus it properly.
Yeah, and they want to do
for
tag
whatever
team,
reason.
They do execute it really well.
They can, right? I mean, you have the Lucha House Party and the Hurt Business.
I thought the Lucha House Party was going to win the title.
It was a fun match. It really was a good match. So they just need to commit to it. And again, it's hard, I think, to commit to everything and everything be flawless. So, I mean, we say it, I think, a lot. We think AEW probably has the better tag division, subpar women's division. You can't focus and make everything home runs.
Yeah, even with 9 hours of TV a week.
You just can't do it. So, yeah, man, great to see those guys come back. Carlito, I hope he's around a little bit. He gets the MVP treatment. That'd be great. Sure. I think everybody bitches that they're bringing back old guys. Kane's not going to do anything. He's here and gone for a spot.
Talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Let's talk about it.
Because I think it was Meltzer or Alvarez or one of these guys that talked about that there was only 2 guys under 30 in the in the men's Royal Rumble. Okay, which statistically is not inaccurate.
Right.
And average age wise, it was the oldest Royal Rumble in history.
Sure.
But if you look down the list,
can we just debunk this in 1 minute? 3 years ago, AJ Styles was probably wrestling his best matches he's ever wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong side of 30. 3 years ago, get out of here.
Right. But
it's not like they have. Oh God, what a dumb comment.
But here's the thing. We're at a time where guys aren't getting into the WWE and into the main roster program at 22, 23 in a lot of cases anymore. I'm going down the list of what I consider to be some of the newer, fresher faces that were in the Royal Rumble. Mustafa Ali, 34 years old.
Right.
Okay. When we started this show almost 7 years ago, that would have been that was the age that I considered Randy Orton the wrong side of 30. The joke that lives on to this day.
Right.
34 years old. Okay. Xavier Woods, 34 years old. Ricochet, 32. Elias, 33. Damian Priest, 38 years old.
Right.
Didn't even realize that guy was 38 years old.
Oh yeah, he's old.
I would have guessed
How old is Dirt? Listen to me.
I would have guessed 33, 30. Riddle, 35. So this notion about age, and I mean, I know he wasn't in the match, but one of your freshest faces on Raw right now is Keith Lee, 36. Every one of those competitors that I just named off is over the age of 30. So if you're using, first off, if you're using 30 as the benchmark in wrestling right now, you should probably move your benchmark. This isn't 1980. Guys aren't peaking at 28 because they're roiding up. These guys are having longer careers. So obviously, Dominic Mysterio under 30. Ryan, do you know who the other person under the age of 30 in the Royal Rumble was?
Oh, I hate these stupid games.
It-
Real quick, just to like try to show you how asinine the age 30 is. Jim, who is like one of the younger people you can think of in AEW? My mind went right to Darby Allin.
Okay.
There's a lot of tattoos. I feel like he's a young guy though. He's 28.
Wow.
John Silver, 29. So these guys are knocking on the door of 30. The Butcher and the
into my head was Jungle Jack Perry. He's 23.
Okay, well that's fair. That's a fair one.
But like
Right.
he looks
But also you can find young
15.
people on a WWE roster as well.
Sure.
But if you want to look at older folks, go ahead look up how old the Young Bucks are. They're not
Yeah, they're not
30.
young. Kenny Omega, not young.
The Butcher and the Blade. Butcher's
Oh.
43. Blade's
That's it. They're not
40.
young.
We're now 10 and 13 years removed from this 30 bar that Meltzer wants to talk. Get the hell out of here. What a stupid thing to
The
say.
only other one under 30.
Okay, hold on.
Otis,
Oh, Otis.
29.
I'd have never guessed Otis.
No, I would have thought Otis is older than Damian Priest. And Damian Priest is almost a decade older.
Yikes.
But you know what I mean? Like because I think what's happening now is, guys they spend a lot of time perfecting their craft in the indies, perfecting their craft then in some of your smaller companies, your PWGs and your Ring of Honors and MLW, stuff like that. And then eventually they get signed to the WWE. And then they spend time in the Performance Center. And then for most of them, they spend a year or 2 or 3 in NXT. So even if they get signed at 28, they might not make that main roster or Royal Rumble debut until they're 33.
Right.
Or 32 years old. And some can argue that that's too long before they make that debut. That's a separate conversation. But like, this bar of age, like, I mean, again, AJ Styles still performing extremely well. Seth Rollins still, performing extremely well. The Miz, I think, is probably doing some of his best work right now. I mean, Daniel Bryan, it was 7 years ago that, he won it at WrestleMania 30. Guess what? He's 39 now. That puts him at 32
Right.
at WrestleMania 30.
Both of the Young Bucks, 31 and 35.
The Miz, 40 years old.
Luchasaurus, 35.
Seth Rollins, 34. He'll be 35 in May. AJ Styles, 43. Will be 44 this summer. Like, AJ Styles, that only puts him like 6-7 years behind The Undertaker. I'd say he looks a hell of a lot better than The Undertaker at this point.
Sting, 61.
Right.
That's
right,
double what they're bitching about.
Right. Let's play the average age game with that Darby Allin Sting versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks match that's coming up. I
mean, again, I get what he's saying. I get it. I really do.
But like, we have to get past age versus like fresh.
Right. I really think AJ Styles had his best year 3 years ago, 4 years ago, like right when he came in the WWE.
Absolutely. I would agree with that entirely.
I mean, I love the stuff he did in the X Division. I think he revolutionized that Impact Wrestling. But man,
like
his stride in the E.
Again, Ricochet is as clean of a worker, as sharp of a worker as maybe anybody in the world. 32. So if you're using 30 as the benchmark, it's the wrong line. It's the wrong line. Big E is 34. He'll be 35 in less than a month. Okay. Nakamura is all of a sudden, kind of getting a fresh push again. 40 years old. He'll be 41 in less than a month.
Even look at like some of the newer type of T-Bar, Donovan Dijak had a huge career in Ring of Honor before coming to the WWE. These aren't. It's such an asinine thing to think about.
Belair's 31.
That you are past some prime at 30.
Yeah.
Okay. It was the oldest Rumble. It probably was. Sure.
Well, it was. I mean, you have Edge and Randy Orton, and like I said, Nakamura.
But let's also not think
all the
like
guys in
this
40.
is the first time we've ever seen a wrestling company do this and bring back older folks. AEW did it with how old is well, I just said the Butcher the Blade. They're both over 40.
Yeah.
They brought back Sting. Impact Wrestling brought in Hogan. Age doesn't mean shit. Let's talk about star power. Let's talk about staying power.
Faces. Look at Raw last night. Like,
let's talk about work rate.
Right. We all remember that passing of the torch, the handshake moment between The Undertaker and John Cena. You had something eerily similar last night on Raw with Edge doing you look great last night, handshake with Damian Priest, 38 years old. Right. And he made his Raw debut last night, 38 years old.
We just said moments ago, Carlito looked the best he's looked in years, 41.
Yeah. Like
11 years past this mystery 30 bar.
Yeah, it's such a silly thing. I mean, guys now are so much more in tune with nutrition and taking care of their body and longevity and, looking out for head injuries and body injuries and being proactive about injuries and stuff like that.
Dave Meltzer, 61.
Yeah, which would still put him younger than Sting, right? Or right around the same.
Right around Sting's age.
So hell, Meltzer may be competing for an AEW championship by the end of the year. We don't know. But yeah, it just seems like another one of those things. And I don't want to make this like the complaint about Meltzer hour, but it really just feels like another one of those things that
Naito 38, Okada 33. Like there's people over 30 that are having the best wrestling they've ever had. Yeah. 30 is such a dumb number, man.
It just seems like another one of those things that website will just do anything to take a shot at WWE. Like it really does.
And
like
again, take shots when they're warranted. Then that's fine. Yeah. Don't just make it up.
Because that's what I've said. Like, I defend WWE, but if they deserve to have something like have a shot fired their way, then by all means, fire away. Right. But this age thing is absolutely ridiculous. Like
you can stay. It's the oldest Rumble. That's fine. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a true fact. The 30 line that you're drawing. Again, we've done it for years, by the way, as a joke, a running joke.
Yeah, yes.
You don't put the bar at 30.
There's two matches that have been announced so far for AEW R Evolution. Which was originally supposed to be this month. It was moved back to March 7th. So about a month away. Two matches announced so far. The Young Bucks defending their tag team championships against a team to be determined. You said both of them are over 35. Correct.
Who was that?
The Young Bucks.
31 and 35.
Okay, 31 and 35. So these are the ages of the other match. Brian Cage and Ricky Starks against Sting and Darby Allin. We already know. You said Darby Allin 28. Okay. Right. Still older than I would have expected. I thought he was like 19.
That skateboarder kid. He's got to be at 19.
Sting is 61. Will be 62 on March 20th. Less than 2 weeks after this match. Okay. Sting will turn 62 years old. Ricky Starks, 30 years old.
Really? I had to put him younger.
Will actually turn 31 before this event because his birthday's this month.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
So he will be 31 by the time this match happens. And actually today, happy birthday to Brian Cage, 37 years old.
Really? No way he's that old.
37, was born February 2nd, 1984.
Wow, I'd have never guessed 37.
Let's do some quick math here. Let's do some, because
37. I can't believe that.
Meltzer loves math. So 37.
Meltzer loves math. Listen to you.
37. I said for Brian Cage. I said Ricky Starks will be 31.
Right, 31.
Sting will be 61.
Yep.
And Darby Allin is 28.
Darby's 28, right.
Divide that by 4. It's 157 divided by 4. The average age, Ryan, of this match, 39 and a quarter years.
Nope.
39 and a quarter years is your average age of this match.
You hate to see it.
I mean, you
don't. You really don't.
Because it should be a fine match. Like, I don't expect Sting to be the primary worker in
Here's
this
the deal.
match.
I have been tooting the horn of Cesaro for years. I think he's one of the greatest workers in the WWE with maybe the highest work rate. Loved his short bit in the Rumble.
He's great.
Came in, uppercut, 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 does a swing. The guy's stupid strong.
Super long swing with Daniel Bryan.
40 years old.
Yeah.
10 years over this bar that they put there.
Sheamus is 43. Sheamus is 43.
Age isn't what it used to be, buddy.
No, it's
It's
really
just
is.
not.
You got to get
And
past
Sheamus
that.
has been hitting an absolute home run these last few months.
He's in the best shape of his career.
Fella, right?
Like he has done so much work over the last couple of years
Yep.
to be in the best shape of his career. Like, I mean, Sami Zayn doing some of his best work now, arguably 36 years old. So literally, like, yeah, I mean, yes, it's the oldest Royal Rumble. One of the best Royal Rumbles, in my opinion. I thought this Royal Rumble match, I thought this Royal Rumble pay-per-view, it was great. It was
How long has Riddle been on the main roster? Less than a year, right?
less than a year. Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
It's such a dumb thing to say. I don't think we want to see, fresh 20-year-olds flip-flopping around.
I mean, we saw Austin Theory on the main roster in the last year.
A great look.
And he's what, 20? I think he's like
probably
20.
One of the youngest on the main roster.
But like, besides that, there's not a lot of guys, even in NXT, who are probably under 25.
Angel Garza looks really young. He's 28.
Yeah, and again, look at the Undisputed Era. One of like the freshest things in wrestling. Isn't Adam Cole like the youngest of them at like 32?
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's such a goofy ass thing. It really is such a goofy.
I know we're hammering this number thing home, but I think it's 31. Adam Cole, a Lancaster boy, by the way.
Yeah, Mannheim, just down the street here from us.
But that goes back to what we've said already. That puts him over that 30 threshold.
Yeah.
Again, and it would lower that number a little bit. Sure, anybody closer to 30
bring the average down a little closer.
Would always bring it out, right? But you take a Carlito away, put him there. It's not going to do a ton of difference. But you have people like Fish and O'Reilly, Red Dragon in Ring of Honor already had a bit of a career. Cole had a career with the Bullet Club. You have the Viking Raiders had their Ring of Honor run. Like, these are all guys that established and really perfected their craft elsewhere.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the other one. There it was. And then came to the WWE when the time was right. So again, number, it's a dumb number. And I sound like an older lady. Age is just a number to me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people can get better with age. Again, Carlito 41 looks in fantastic
Yeah, we're
shape.
not talking about us. We have aged like milk, you and I.
For sure. Just like cottage cheese. Lumpy as hell.
But
MVP's a great example last year. And look at the year he's just had.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Bob Lashley is putting in some of his best WWE work.
I bet MVP's 50.
So Bob Lashley is 44. And
really? Okay.
Yeah, Bob Lashley's 44.
Again, he has had a WWE run, an Impact run, and Bellator all in his career.
MVP is 47.
Oh, 47. Sorry, MVP. I was 3 years off.
Shelton Benjamin. Ryan, can you guess? If you had
44.
To guess? 45.
Okay.
He'll be 46 this summer. Of course, your youngest there is Cedric Alexander.
31.
He is 31. He turned 31 this past August. So the youngest of the Hurt Business, one of the best things in the WWE in the last year, all over that 30 benchmark. Like, just fucking goofy. All right, Ryan, let's work our way towards the end of this. If you had to give a grade,
to
the 2021 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, what would you grade this show?
Jim, it was a great way to start 2021.
I mean, best pay-per-view of the year.
Best pay-per-view of the year. It was the last pay-per-view we're going to watch on the WWE Network.
Nope. Elimination Chamber.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because then...
Well, it's going to be better than that. That's right. I forgot about the Chamber.
The last best pay-per-view we're going to watch.
The last best pay-per-view is exactly right.
For Peacock.
Yeah. Me. Right there. Tim's not here. I'm gonna give this bad boy an A-. This was a real fun show. I liked it a lot.
I think this is one of the best Royal Rumble pay-per-views in the history of Royal Rumble pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Per my match grades, which again, I'll go back. The women's tag team title match on the pre-show, I gave a B-. That is an 80. The WWE Championship match, I gave a A-, which is a 90. The SmackDown women's title.
I can't wait for Matt to just roast you for that.
The SmackDown women's title match, I gave a B+. That is an 87. The women's Royal Rumble match, I gave an A. That is a 95. I gave an A to the Last Man Standing, again 95. And Daniel Bryan predicted it was right. The men's Royal Rumble 95. So 3 A's, an A-, a B+, and a B-. So that comes out to a total score of 542. You divide that by 6 matches, and that gives you a grade of 90.3. That is an A-.
Nice.
Which I think is absolutely agreed with as well.
Yours is so much more scientific than mine.
Blame Matt. So I did. Yeah, I did my scorecard. That's where I keep my notes.
Yes. How'd you do?
There was you want to also hear some math, Ryan? Okay, so there was a total possible points of 221.
That's not bad
on this scorecard. Now that they brought back unscheduled appearances for this one. You got to predict 10 for a possible of 3 points each for a possible 30. I actually got 3 because I had Kofi, who made the appearance backstage.
Ooh, good call.
The Hurricane, and I actually put down Christian.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I don't know why. I was just like, fuck it. Maybe Christian's coming back. But I had
Who were your other 7?
Brock Lesnar, The Godfather, Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Molly Holly, because she's one that's always been Mojo Rawley, because I figured he's probably going to be in the Royal Rumble. I thought The Fiend was going to make an appearance.
Okay.
And then I had Nikki Bella because I was just being hopeful.
I get it.
So yeah, those were my other ones. So there's a total, again, 221. I had 73. Out of 221 points. If you're keeping score at home, that is a 33%. That is an F, folks. Well, that's probably an F- if we're putting pluses and minuses on Fs. So a 33%. But I always love doing them at PW Scorecards, Facebook and Twitter, pwscorecards.com. Always fun to do.
I'd have loved to have filled one out. I didn't get off work in enough time, and
it's okay.
I forgot it was the Rumble until that actual Sunday. So
that's fine. It was snowy. We were angry. But I put this question on Twitter, Ryan. Not the official 3-count question of the week, but a question nonetheless.
I'm ready for it.
And I put it up to a poll. Which Royal Rumble pay-per-view was better? Because I think going into this, we were all very concerned. We've said it for months. Like, this is going to be a bummer. Mm-hmm. A Royal Rumble pay-per-view in the virtual fan Thunderdome. This is a bummer. It stinks. They're going to have a hard time really making this one good. Again, both of us gave this show an A-. I thought it was one of the best ever. So I asked, which pay-per-view was better? I think this year's entire show was better. Now, I think you had the crowning moment of Drew McIntyre winning. I thought that moment itself was better. Edge's return with the crowd there, just absolutely spectacular. I mean, Brock in the Rumble last year that's an all-time. That might be my favorite Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
But as a show itself, I think this year's was better. And to me, it shows once again, right, wrong, and different, whatever. People can criticize WWE all they want, but a show like this past Sunday proves if they want to flip that switch, they're still really fucking good at doing what they do. And they did. And I think they realized that this is one of the most favorite pay-per-views of the calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have a tall task in front of us.
It's this and Mania for me. Those are the two.
Yeah. Like, those are the ones you want to be in front of a crowd. Like, it's moment, it's returns, it's surprises. they hit it out of the park, man. I thought this show overall was better than last year.
I voted for 2021 as well, on the online poll when I saw it, because I didn't want to forget about a question that I'd be asked later if I didn't do it. It's tough. It's close. Don't get me wrong. It's not a blowaway.
No, I wouldn't say it's a blowout.
I think you have to look at, the Fiend match last year. That match with Daniel Bryan, I thought was real good. I would put the Last Man Standing match slightly better than that.
Sure.
Last year's Men's Rumble, I preferred more than this year's. This year's Women's Rumble, I preferred more than last year's. And I really just needed the distraction of a good pay-per-view this year more than I did last year.
That's fair. That's fair.
So that is a little bonus to this year. That for that reason alone, I would say 2021's entire pay-per-view card was better.
72% voted for this year's Royal Rumble. And again, it can also be recency bias.
Sure.
But the crowd agrees with us, Ryan.
Last year wasn't bad. I'm not saying that.
No. Absolutely not. Last year's Royal Rumble was really, really good. But Ryan, let's close this thing out. Should the people follow you? They can if they want at RYN Eagle on Twitter. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but you can catch us this Thursday night, as you can every Thursday night, live at 8 o'clock Eastern time on our Facebook page. It'll be the five of us again. We'll talk the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk some other things as well. So make sure you join us then. Follow us on social media at Facebook or at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, 3countthursday.com. Our Patreon page, our collar and elbow brand deal, our merchandise, of course, our home network is NGSC Sports at ngscsports.com. Until Thursday night, guys, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website, arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?